going on, y'all? We are back from a long layoff. I felt like it was way too long since I seen you, Spencer, but we're back finally. Hey, I'm your host, James West, and I got my co-host with me, Spencer Nolan. Spencer, man, how was your weekend, man?
Weekend was good, man. Lots of March Madness. For me, it's one of the best weekends of the year. Starting that Thursday, got my phone going while I'm at work and watching all 4 games at one time, pretty much all day long. It's college basketball isn't one of my favorite sports overall. It's one of the ones I don't keep up with too much, to be honest. But March Madness is definitely a top 3 sporting event of the entire year. So yeah, had a great weekend, man. And got 2 Cougs dubs. I'm feeling great. Cloud 9, man. Let's go. Sweet 16.
Feeling great. Hey, I understand. Yeah, you are definitely right. I don't watch much college basketball during the season because it always gets in with NBA, NFL. So I barely watch it. But I will say, hey, Thursday I was at Sacramento, round 1. I got to see Missouri beat on Utah State, and I was actually there for the upset of the day at the moment was Princeton over Arizona, but I had to leave early. I had a 2-hour drive back to pick up the wife from work, so I got to see it all the way to about second half, 15 minutes left. So I would say I was there, but I didn't get to see it. But I had a good time. Hey, let's just jump right into it. We do have only one question from we did actually get it from a YouTube comment. Here we go. We got it from, let me get this name correctly. I have 9588. Now, Spencer, this is going to be a question to you. This was from our episode 1 where you questioned the NBA lottery being rigged. And this guy mentioned, if it was rigged, how did Orlando, of all places, land the baddest man on the planet? So I'm assuming he's talking about Branchero at the moment, as he's playing really great. And then he brought up Clutch City's overall #1 picks in the future. We got Elvin Hayes, Ralph Sampson, Akeem Olajuwon, Yao Ming. And now he put Victor Wembanyama (?) as number 5. Spencer, what is your take on it? If it is rigged, how did Orlando get the baddest?
Yeah. So obviously they have to sell tickets and everywhere, right? It's in the best interest of the NBA to sell tickets everywhere you go. For the Magic have to be a draw. So, they had no marketable talent, in my opinion. Before Banchero arrived, it was like Franz Wagner and
Markelle Fultz.
And at the time, Terrence Ross. Now he's a Sun, but that's not much of a draw. So they're gonna rig the lottery for a team like that to win it. And he mentioned all the #1 overall picks for the Rockets, but the last one was over 20 years ago. It feels like the Rockets are due. So I stand by.
Hold on. Has it been 20 years since Yao Ming?
It was 2001 was the year he was drafted.
Damn, man. I mean, I guess I'm bald. I guess it makes sense.
Yeah, we're getting old, man. We're definitely getting old. So, I mean, I still stand by my take. I still feel like the Rockets are due if the lottery is indeed rigged. And hey, if it's not rigged, I'm just gonna hope those ping pong balls fall the right way and get Victor Wembanyama on here. We'll have to have another Rockets segment sometime soon because the Rockets have been an interesting talk lately. But we got too much March Madness to talk about today.
Definitely too much March Madness. Now I will say today is a beautiful day out in Oakland, California. But the only thing that's not beautiful, man, is my bracket. Holy crap. Man, Spencer, I'm going to tell you this. Day 1, I kid you not, I started off like 3-0 with, obviously, the upset that, we both kind of predicted. You predicted more with the money line, with the Furman money line. I had at least the 6 points, but I was Furman, boom. Then I had Maryland, boom. Then I had Missouri, boom. I was like, oh, man, here we go. I'm leading this show. I'm going to lead the whole tournament. I'm going to win my money back. No way, no how after the 3-0 start. Kid you not, man. My bracket is so bad. I'll say this as a #1 rule of advice from us, from Wild Wild West Sports Blog. Do not pick teams based on betting lines. Holy crap. I have all the out right now. I went against all the favorites, and somehow the favorites got in. Yeah, I might have hit on the Furman. Yeah, I might have hit on – I did not hit on Princeton. I didn't pick Princeton. I didn't pick Fairleigh Dickinson.
No one in the entire country picked FDU.
No one picked FDU. Yeah,
No.
definitely not. Yeah,
And I don't think anyone in our bracket challenged for Wild Wild West Sports Podcast group. No. I don't think anyone picked FDU in that one.
I'll give out a few shout outs real quick. The last person that was undefeated in our bracket until they lost was my wife, actually. She was the last one undefeated until Arizona beat until Arizona got beat, actually, and then she lost with the Illinois pick to Arkansas. So she was the last one on our tournament. That was perfect. I'll give another shout out to a good friend of mine. He's dating my cousin, Sweet Brian. He picked Kennesaw State to win it all. I knew that wasn't going to happen. But he is the only person that picked Princeton to go to the Sweet 16. So I'll give him credit for that.
I mean, we mentioned it a couple shows ago. I don't know why I talked about it. I knew about it, and I didn't have the guts to actually put it in my bracket. But these nerds in the Ivy League always make noise every single year. I'm going to make a mental note next year in the tournament. Whoever is representing the Ivy League, I'm putting them in the Sweet 16. I do not care if it's Harvard, Yale, Princeton, whoever.
Yeah, whoever.
They do it every single year.
Yeah, and then lastly, right now, leading the tournament right now is my cousin Blakely. He's number one, and of course, but he's number one with a few others that have Alabama winning it all. So we'll see.
Here's the thing about and no shade, that you are where you are for a reason. You have the number one bracket, but like I'm looking at the bracket, it's all chalk. The whole thing is chalk.
Hey, man, hey, you know what they say? Can't hate the player, hate the game, man. That's for sure. That is for sure. Right now, hey, I'm not gonna lie. I was up first for a while. I'm at like the damn near bottom. Oh, matter of fact, I'll give out another shout out actually. Last one. My wife is the only one that picked FAU to go to the Sweet 16. Kid you not. She picked FAU, and I told her she had to pray, and her prayers were answered. She's got FAU. I think she predicted them going to the Final Four. So we'll see how that lasts.
And I need to actually preface, I need to backtrack that. It's not the Blakely's bracket's not all chalk. I'm sorry. That wasn't, they had some different picks. So credit to Blakely.
Okay.
Rob the Heartthrob was in first place for a lot of the weekend. And
I know Rob, yes.
That is all chalk.
All
Bama,
chalk.
Arizona, Houston, UT. No, I'm sorry. No, they had all number one seeds in their Final Four. Like that was all chalk picks.
Okay.
Bama, Purdue, Houston, and Kansas were their Final Four. Like that's all chalk.
Hey, that's all chalk. Yeah.
Hey, I'm happy. That's why they're in second place now, is because they went all chalk. You can't win going all chalk. You cannot win.
What's crazy, if you look at the tournament that we have, there's like a few guys that are like in 9th or 10th, but they have a chance that they can win the max amount of points and just come out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's where I'm sitting right now. I have only 340 points, but I'm maxed at 1460. I feel like I'm going to probably end up in the top 10 or so. And
I'm maxed out at 1400 right now.
Yeah. How about that? The two guys running the group.
I'm at the bottom
five. Bottom five.
Yeah. I mean, right now I'm ahead of my wife. If she beats me in this, she might be on the show next week hosting. So we had to give her opinion, but she had to give us the real opinions. But hey, man, we're having a great time right now. I know we'll just go quick with it. Your biggest surprise, unless you want to be obvious, your biggest surprise is FDU and Princeton. If not, hey, somewhere else, something surprising you?
Yeah, I'll mention a couple of things. Obviously there was a ton of crazy upsets. We had FDU beating Purdue the second time ever in March Madness history. A 16 beats a 1. That's
Virginia
historic.
Is now forgiven.
Yeah.
No one cares about Virginia no more.
And the thing and Purdue, every single year they're losing to these really, really terrible teams. Now one of them was in the Sweet 16, but that was a 15 seed they lost to. The year before that, they lost to a 13 seed, and to top it all off, this year they lost to a 16 seed. So yeah, Purdue annual chokers. We'll have to remember that for our brackets next year.
Definitely. I hated that I didn't predict the upset, but I had them losing in the next round anyway, so it kind of.
Me too.
I sacrificed 10 points. I'm okay.
I just didn't believe in a team like their best player is Zach Edey, and I know he's dominant, but I just don't believe a team that's based around a center is going to do well in the tournament. When teams start shooting threes and you're relying on post touches to a 7'4" center, I just don't see how you can keep up. So that was my logic in picking against them.
Mhm.
But yeah, I didn't have I had them getting out of the first round at least. I had them losing in the second round.
Had them lose the second round as well.
Wow.
Yeah, no, definitely. Besides the upsets, I'm gonna say, I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually gonna give some type of credit to the Cougs. I thought this was a setup to lose in Birmingham against Auburn. I don't know who put these teams in Birmingham, but they put Alabama and Auburn. They definitely kissed their ass on that one. Like everyone else is like at least a regional type of. They put both Bama teams in Alabama. Like what the hell? But I will say, hey, I'll give credit to definitely U of H. I'll definitely give credit to San Diego State and Tennessee. Those are my top three right now.
Yeah, and I will say one thing I was most impressed of is just how dominant Alabama has looked. Two very, very easy games, and honestly, I honestly see them steamrolling San Diego State as well.
Yeah.
We talked about in the last episode when we were previewing everything. We talked about the Mountain West teams not usually having a lot of success in this tournament. And I mentioned San Diego State. I like them to be the team to kind of break that funk, and they have.
They did.
But I think the buck ends here because Bama just looks so dominant right now. I don't see how they lose. Brandon Miller, top 3 NBA talent. He's gonna be one and done. But until then, he's gonna be making noise. So I should preface this. We talked last time about how I was gonna make a bunch of changes to my bracket. I did make a bunch of changes to my bracket. I kept the same Final Four, but my championship is now Bama versus U of H with U of H.
Oh, okay. So you did not. Hey, you did. Okay, at least you pulled out a Marquette because there you go.
Yeah, I'm glad I did. I'm really glad I did. I like them a lot, but man, Michigan State. I should have known Tom Izzo. I talked about experience coaching last time, and I totally went against my own logic by not picking more in favor of Tom Izzo. Great coach. And I heard a stat that when you compare him to like some of the blue blood schools like Kentucky, Duke, UNC, all those guys, all those schools like since like the 90s have had like 10s, 20s of lottery talent like players that come to their program. Michigan State since 1995 has had 4 lottery picks. And Tom Izzo still does this every single year, so it's a credit to him.
Coach him, right? Yeah.
Definitely one of the best coaches in college basketball, without a doubt.
I agree. Hey, man. We'll hopefully we can get in. Hopefully before Thursday. I doubt it, but what are you looking forward towards the Sweet 16 Thursday as we speak? I know there are some good games coming up. Actually, I think I might actually pick Michigan State. Of course, to beat. I think it's Kansas State, but of course, watch. I bet against Michigan State. I lose. I bet with Michigan State. They'll probably lose. So, hey, the Fade James week is going on.
Oh, man. I'll say the one game I'm really looking forward to is the Princeton and Creighton game. Like at this point, Princeton, right now I'm showing they're 10-point dogs. I don't like that line. I think Princeton covers that, and they have a really good chance to beat Creighton.
House money now, right? Hey,
yeah, I mean, look, they've gotten it this far, and they've beaten teams probably you would argue are better than Creighton. I mean, you are who you play against. So, I mean, Creighton is in the Sweet 16 for a reason, fine. But Princeton just beat 2 teams that were seated higher than Creighton. And I don't get the line here, as it's just they're expecting the magic to run out, I suppose. But
kind of the same thing as St. Peter's, like the lines are huge, and then they kept beating it. I mean, they did not cover against UNC last year, but I mean, still, it's the safest bet because hey, Creighton could go 0 for effing 32 from the 3-point line, and Princeton could just go like 8 for 9, and then boom, they're in the game.
And I might save it. Maybe I can save it for the end, but I do have a couple of bets I like. If we were going to talk about bets we like coming up, there's one I definitely think I'm going to put some down on Princeton to cover that spread, not to win the money line, but there's a team I really like to cover the spread pretty significantly. That's not favored by a lot. Maybe we can talk about that. That's a little sneak peek for the end of that.
Little sneak peek. Okay, all right. Hey, man, sneak peek, more like petty party. We got. I know I didn't catch much of the game, but man, I caught a lot of it on social media. Man, these Warriors and Grizzlies, Lord Jesus, you would think they were in the opposite conferences. They're in the same conference. it seems like every time the Grizzlies play the Warriors in Memphis, man, whoop that trick, whoop that. Like, man, they always get the best of them. But, of course, the biggest thing is Dillon Brooks versus Klay Thompson versus Draymond Green. You know, all the chirping back and forth, back and forth. You know, hey, Klay, he said, I got 1, 2, 3, 4 championships. What do you have, Dillon? Dillon's like, it is what it is, whatever. But I'm not going to lie, back in the day, this used to be Draymond, and I used to be like, I like it, and then Draymond turned to be an arrogant prick, and then now I don't like it. So, Dillon Brooks, I'm going to say I don't like it, but I get the gist of, you're not going to get pushed around. But at the end of the day, hey, the Warriors need to step it up, man. You want to showboat having 4 titles. Hell, you almost got more titles. Well, technically, they have more road wins, but they almost got more titles than road wins this season.
So, the fact that it's close is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Dillon Brooks, this is my thing with this whole thing. You're right. The Warriors, they sure are doing a lot of talking right now for a team that's barely above 500. Can't win a game on the road to save their life. They're in Houston this week. Oh. That's going to be a big test. Are they gonna win in Houston? I don't know. I kind of like that. I might even throw some on the money line. It worked for me last time when I bet on the Celtics. It worked on them. So, but that being said, who the hell is Dillon Brooks, bro? Like, why is this man getting so much airtime for being such a mediocre role player? I know the Grizzlies are a good team. That's fine, but why am I listening to Dillon Brooks talk? Get him off my TV screen. Stop talking about this man. I'm so sick of this guy. He's not as good as he talks. He's not. He's a very mediocre role player. He has a role in the league. I'm sure he'll have a long career. Yeah. Coming off the bench for teams, and he can be a good piece on a contender. That's fine. But why are you talking so much? You're nothing without Ja Moran and Jaren Jackson and Desmond Bane. These are the guys that are actually, carrying the team right now. You are a role player. Know your role.
Know your role. Hey, yeah. No, I do definitely agree. Man, yeah. This
dude's annoying, man. He's just so annoying.
Yeah, right now, yeah. And even some of the tactics he's already done. He's got I think he's got the most technicals this year. He's really, people pulled up like the old stuff about like when he used to talk about Draymond. He's just Draymond 2.0 now. He's just a little younger, and he's light skinned.
Here's the thing too, like how much you have to suck to make people start to like Draymond Green? You know how bad of a person you have to be. Man. He's the worst. You
got a point. I'm not gonna lie though, you know how it is in today's new media and new social media lifestyle. If this was happening like 2005, when Shaq and Kobe and the Lakers, man, they'd have been like, who Dillon Brooks? Now everyone knows Dillon Brooks now,
Dillon Brooks averaging a crisp 14 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists on 39% shooting from the field. Why are we talking about this guy? He's a bum.
And you know what?
I'm sorry. He's a bum.
There you go. Hey, you said it enough. Hey, before we get into the next new segment, we're gonna do a new segment. As always, hey, you want your questions answered? Hey, you just gotta connect with us on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Oh God, what else is there, man?
Are we on Facebook?
We're on Facebook? No, we are on Facebook. It's weird though. It's not like a personal page. It's one of those things where it's like you like the page.
Oh, okay. I got you. You're following it. Yeah.
Yeah. But hey, as always, hey, we'll answer all your questions. Hey, no worries. Hey. But hey, next new segment we're gonna do it's gonna be called Wild Quick Take. Sorry. See, this is how new it is. I don't even know how to say it. Wild Quick Takes. Hey, first off, Spencer, I'm just gonna throw you out some things. You give me a quick take. Hey, it could be 1 word, it could be 2 word answers. Right now, hey, Adam Thielen saying Panthers are going to win the Super Bowl, have a good chance to win the Super Bowl after all the moves they made. Hadn't even drafted a quarterback yet. What are your thoughts?
Purely delusional and very optimistic. I can say both of those. Delusional and optimistic is what I'll
I'm with you on that. Hey, how about primetime Deion Sanders? He's got his Buffaloes, his Colorado Buffaloes, practicing with no jersey numbers. He said the only way the players get the numbers if they earn it. Hey, what are your thoughts about that?
Old school.
I
Old
love it.
school. I love it, man.
I
Earn your
love it.
stripes out there, man.
Earn
20 to
them.
tire.
Heck yeah, I like that. Hey, man, number 3. Right now, hey, Rick Pitino, who's just the coach at Iona, now he's the coach of St. John. Ed Cooley, the former coach of Providence, now Georgetown head coach. Big East trying to make a comeback.
Yeah, I think they're out there trending up is what I would say, trending up.
I agree.
Make some noise next year.
Rick Pitino always wins. Hey, just make sure you don't. Hey, make sure you put the strippers on the line. Hey, that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. But and then lastly, hey, shoot, Texans trade Brandon Cooks to the Cowboys. Hey, here you go. I'm about to hear it on ESPN. Cowboys, are they dethroning everyone in the NFC?
For that one, that's tough. To be decided is what I'll say on that. I want to see the draft after this. I want to see what the Eagles are going to do in the draft. They have a high draft pick. Cowboys, we got to see what they're going to do. There's a lot of things that still got to be decided there. So I'll say TBD.
I agree. As a biased Eagles fan, hell no, the Cowboys ain't doing none of that. But a last take. Okay, so Gardner Johnson, former Eagles safety, signed with the Lions for 1 year, $8 million. Now he took the 1 year, $8 million guaranteed, or I think it's 6 guaranteed, but 1 year, $8 million. He took that over the Eagles 3 year, 24, but at least 17 is it guaranteed by year 3. I'm surprised he didn't take the Eagles contract. What are your thoughts?
I look at what Jesse Bates just got from the Falcons, and I totally see why.
Yeah, I mean, I see why. Yeah, 1 year. Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
it's the classic prove it deal. I know that I can speak from when the Texans did it a few years ago when they signed the Honey Badger, and then he had a great year with the Texans and then left and signed a big deal with the Chiefs afterwards. So not uncommon. These guys, they want to prove it. They want to bet on themselves, and for the most part, it usually works out.
Mm-hmm. And hey, last wild quick take. Hey, yo, hey, I know we're usually good at USA basketball. I know we're usually good at I don't know what else we're good at. USA, hey, swimming usually, track usually, whatever. I mean, I know
we don't need to talk about soccer. Don't talk about soccer.
No, we don't talk about soccer.
Don't talk about soccer.
All of a sudden, we're a baseball team now. Hey, USA, just defeated Cuba 14-2. Your thoughts on them in the World Baseball Classic final?
Yeah, I think it's important to win the World Baseball Classic if you're the USA. As long as you're going to continue to call your championship the World Series, you need to be on top of the world when it comes to the sport. So it's looking good. And I have a pick for that when we talk about our bets here in a little bit.
Good. Okay. Hey, but also, like mentioned on the last wild take, hey, our baseball team, the USA team, hey, beat Cuba 14-2. I know before the Cuba game, everyone was questioning the pools, how they got picked. Everyone was upset about the Puerto Rico, Dominican pool, how they were just beating each other up. Hey, I don't know how it got selected, but hey, 14-2. Now we're in the final. Other things are going around the World Baseball Classic. You got Edwin Diaz hurt on a fluke celebration, and then Jose Altuve breaking his thumb on a hit by pitch. Hey, what are your takes on this going into baseball season?
Yeah, so it's been a very contentious topic on social media. Seeing lots of people debating, should this even be a thing? Is this stupid? Why are we doing this? So my thing is this. Now, the Edwin Diaz celebration injury, that's just freaky stuff, so I want to toss that one aside. What happened to Jose Altuve, there's nothing different about that happening in the World Baseball Classic that could have happened in spring training.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't put too much stock in it. It sucks as an Astros fan. Yeah. But, also I'd kind of rather him be hurt now than hurt later. So rest up Altuve. I'm sure he'll be fine. As long as he's ready for October, it should be okay. It's fun having baseball be back in March and April, but March and April baseball games really don't matter that much. Mm-hmm. There's too long of a season. There's too many games ahead. So I'm not too concerned about it. The Astros will reload. They'll patch it up and make things work. So I'm not too concerned about that. Let these guys represent their country. Again, if you're going to play spring training games, if you're going to, try those, let them play for the World Baseball Classic, get themselves suited up for the season. Now, the only thing I will say is this. There's some players saying that they feel more pride playing for their country than playing for their MLB team, and they prefer to win a World Baseball Classic than to win a World Series. I just find that absolutely asinine. It sounds like cap to me. I'm going to call cap on that. There's no way they truly believe that, because they're not getting the money they're getting winning a World Baseball Classic that they're going to get winning a World Series. There's no competition there. So stop the cap. Let's stop pretending. You can like both of these events, but let's stop pretending that the World Baseball Classic is more important than the World Series. Let's stop that.
Well, I do agree. I don't think the World Baseball Classic is more important than the World Series, except unless you're Mike Trout, who you'll never get to play in the playoffs.
As long as he's with that Anaheim team.
Unless you're with Anaheim, man. I'm not even calling them Los Angeles. They need to go back to Anaheim. Call them Anaheim, man. Man, I feel so bad. Hey, Mike Trout was the only one that said this means a lot to him, because he doesn't do much at all in the regulars.
Yeah, and Trey Turner did say when he hit his go-ahead grand slam in the 8th inning against Venezuela, he did say it was the loudest stadium he'd ever heard in a baseball game in his life. But the thing with that is he did play in a World Series against the Astros in 2019, but every game that they won that year was on the road. So, of course, he's not used to hearing loud stadiums, because whenever they did play in Washington, they went 0-3 in Washington. He wasn't used to hearing loud crowds and in the playoffs. So I'm not surprised by him saying that.
Yeah, I will say, of course, that was probably the most I've ever seen fans in that Miami stadium anyway. Miami, the Marlins don't ever have anyone in the damn stadium. So, hey, thank you, Miami, for actually filling up your stadium for the first time in I don't know how long. So, hey, Spencer, hey, man, shoot. Thank you for that update. Hey, look. Yo, it's 26 minutes. Yo, I think we're getting good at this. We're
starting to get this pretty good.
We're trying to get this rolling. Hey, we make sure to just get it in, get it out, get it quick. Hey, as always, before we wrap up the episode, as always, connect with us. Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter. Our handles are all down at the bottom. You know what to do. We'll answer your question. Hey, I enjoy doing these segments with Spencer. Soon, I will let people know soon. We will. I think I'm gonna say we're entering April. Hopefully, either the end of April or the start of May. Hey, we're gonna start having some special guests on there, and I'm not just talking about my boy, next door neighbor, or my friend on the phone that I text all the time. We're gonna have some people like no one famous, no one crazy famous, I guess I should say.
People you'll know, people you might know,
people you might know, people you may not know. Hey, we're going to ask them. Hey, we're going to ask them their experiences. What are their concerns in their sport that they love? And we'll answer. We'll ask them right back. So I can't wait to have special guests, hopefully end of April, early May. So as we wrap up the episode, Spencer, hey, man, give me your best bets. Hey, just tell me what you want. Hey, matter of fact, before you go, hey, I got Rockets plus 11 tonight. Warriors on the road. Hey, plus 11 Rockets. Screw it. I got the over on the Hornets and the Pacers. And then, unfortunately, at first I had Jazz plus 5 against the Kings. But now I found out that the best player's out. So it went back to plus 7. So whatever. I'll go 2-1 tonight. Let's go 2-1 tonight.
All right. Well, I'm kind of teased it a little bit earlier. But actually we'll start with this one. And it's starting right now as we're recording this right now, about 6 o'clock Central Standard Time. So I want to get this in. The game hasn't started just quite yet, but Mexico is plus 210 against Japan in the World Baseball Classic semifinal. The winner goes to take on USA in the final. I love Mexico. They've been balling out in this tournament. They've definitely been an insane team to watch. Randy Rosarena looking like it's the 2020 MLB playoffs again. So I love those odds of them as plus 210 underdogs. Give me that all day. We'll see if that's the final that happens. I think that the final is going to be on Wednesday.
I swear, if Mexico is in the final, we're United States and Mexico are going to be so confused. They're going to be like, "What? This is not soccer." Like they're going to be so confused when it's baseball.
Yeah, and then I'll give you one other one. Looking ahead to the tournament this weekend, I love the pick I was talking about earlier is Tennessee minus 5.5 is what I'm showing right now. Tennessee was one of the most dominant looking teams of the first 2 rounds, in my opinion. They absolutely manhandled Duke, a blue blood school, just took them to school. made it look easy. Really outplayed them. Yeah, really outplayed them. So -5.5 against FAU, a team I personally didn't even pick to make it this far. I had Memphis beating them in the first round. It was a really close game. Yeah, that was one we shared. And then they beat FDU. So I don't believe they've really been tested too much yet. So I think Tennessee blows them out. So I like Tennessee -5.5.
Yeah, I like those two. I'll probably definitely go Kansas. No, not Kansas State. I have Michigan State to beat Kansas State. Get that out the way.
That's a favorite right now. That's the number 7 seed favored -135. They're 2-point favorites over Kansas State, the 3 seed. That's crazy.
Yeah, I'll definitely go that. Definitely. And then what? Man, I seen that you post. I think I seen Barstool Miami say we want the Cougs. You got Cougs winning by 40. I'm gonna say the Cougs win by. I'm gonna say the Cougs win by 10. Give me the Cougs spread against Miami.
You know the background on that, right? You understand the background. For our listeners that don't, and we're wrapping up here pretty soon. I won't make this long, but if you recall back to the MLB playoffs in 2022, when the Astros were playing the Yankees, before they were playing the Yankees,
oh man,
the Yankees fans were chanting after they advanced to the ALCS, "We want Houston, clap, 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 clap. We want Houston, clap, 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 clap." And what happened? They got swept. So we've seen what happens before when you say we want Houston. You don't really want Houston. Yeah. You want the Texans, you want the Rockets, but you don't want the Astros and you don't want the Cougs. So Cougs by 40, you're going to eat those words at Barstool Miami.
Yeah, I can't wait. Hey, as always, hey, Sweet 16 action Thursday, Friday. If you want to catch other college basketball, there are, the CBI and the NIT tournament. I don't know what days they're playing, but hey, there's always more basketball. Hey, I will say this. Ooh, man, I hope women's Iowa, Caitlin Clark, I hope she gets in to first. I hope, man, she is unbelievable. Man, I might pick her over Steph right now, man, as a shooter, man.
She's pretty pure stroke, man. Got a pretty pure stroke for sure.
She pulls far from the damn logo. I couldn't imagine like her, Dame, and Steph like just chunking up logo threes. But hey, Spencer, hey, I'm glad you got on. I don't know when the next time we're gonna get on. It might be Friday. We might have to see. We'll see about that.
Yeah, we'll definitely try to get another episode in before the end of the week, hopefully. But
for the end of the week.
We're here for our people, man.
We're here for our people. And I'm not gonna lie. Hey, I know it felt like it might have been short, it might have been quick, but hey, man, we had a long weekend with personal outside stuff left and right. It's okay. Hey, we're gonna dive into it. Don't worry. Hey, we're gonna talk about college football probably after the March Madness. We're probably gonna talk about NBA playoffs after March Madness. We'll get there. Hey, it takes time. We're slow cooking this brisket real quick.
Focus right now should be all on March Madness. That is all the attention. We don't have NBA playoffs yet. We don't have MLB regular season yet. March Madness is where our focus is at.
March Madness, yes. March Madness. Oh, I feel bad. Never mind. I lied about all that. We're going to do NFL draft probably in the end of April.
That's big. We definitely are going to do something special for the NFL.
That'll be big. Hopefully. I'm hoping that's a less than an hour round one mock. Don't worry. I won't take 10
If we need to make it long, we can make that one long. We'll brace our viewers for impact.
Screw it. I might just make it like live. So it's on YouTube ASAP, and
I like that. We'll figure it out, though.
Figure it out. Hey, but anyways, hey, follow us on all the social media. Connect with us. Ask us questions. Hey, Spencer, thank you for this Monday. Hey, man, I can't wait for more sports. Can't wait for March Madness. Hey, man. Whew. Have a good one, man.
Hey, you as well, man. Until next time, y'all take it easy.